Local 4 News starts now with a breaking news alert.
Breaking news is happening at airports across the country. There is a nationwide ground stop for Southwest Airlines that has been lifted, but the impacts are still being felt. Southwest asked the FAA to pause flights this morning over an equipment issue. The ground stop was lifted just before 11 a.m. About 1,700 Southwest flights are delayed, and the airline says that it's working to get back on track. This, of course, comes after Southwest had that Christmas time meltdown that impacted thousands of travelers when the airline canceled more than 16,000 flights. And more breaking news, and this time from Bloomfield Hills, where the superintendent of schools has just announced that he will be retiring after the end of the school year. In an email to the district, Pat Watson said that after 3.5 years of serving as a superintendent, he was retiring for personal reasons. This comes after a controversy in the district over a mandated high school assembly that featured a noted American Palestinian anti-Israel activist. Parents packed school board meetings, with some calling for the resignation of the Bloomfield Hills principal, now on leave, and Superintendent Watson. Reaction from the community is coming in, and we're going to have all of that for you tonight at 5. And if you have stepped outside today, you noticed early on this morning that we had some snow showers, and it is really cold outside. Ashley and I both just coming back in and getting a taste of that cold weather as we take a look at downtown Detroit, and where we're supposed to have a baseball game this afternoon, although I don't know if any fans want to brave this kind of cold.
That's right. I mean, it's going to be hard enough for the players, but if you're sitting in the stands, I think that's even worse because you're not moving around. 38 degrees in the city at this hour, 37 in Ann Arbor, 36 in Port Huron, 40 in Adrian. Sustained winds between about 10 to 20 miles per hour will continue to keep a wind chill factor in our forecast. So we will be right around 42 degrees in just about an hour as we get closer to the first pitch of this doubleheader, where that first pitch is at 1:10, but probably feeling more like about 32 degrees with those winds. 46 degrees just before we get to that second game. Gusts could still be between 20 to 30 miles per hour. Mostly cloudy skies will persist throughout much of the daylight hours. However, some sunshine reappears just before sunset. So temperatures right now mid to upper 30s across southeastern Michigan, but you can see these wind chill readings are in the 20s. 23 in Pontiac for the feels like, 27 in Mount Clemens, 29 in Grosse Ile, 28 off into Ann Arbor. So it's cold and cloudy this afternoon. Here's where that sunshine kind of reappears closer to 6 o'clock, but 47 the afternoon high. That is more than 10 degrees below average. We have an upward climb, though. We'll be flirting with 80 before you know it. We'll have that in just a few minutes.
I can't wait to hear more about that. Thank you, Ashley. It's just over an hour. Wayne County leaders will press for answers about that toxic waste that was shipped here from Ohio following that train derailment. Officials say that they were blindsided when the waste from that East Palestine, Ohio train derailment was brought to sites in Metro Detroit. Kim DeGiulio is in downtown Detroit, where a hearing is being held on the issue.
From the governor on down, our job, and we will deliver on our job, is to ensure that those that we represent are safe.
But things certainly didn't feel safe when contaminated dirt from the February 3rd East Palestine, Ohio train derailment was dumped here at a waste disposal company in Belleville. And contaminated wastewater was delivered to a deep well liquid injection site in Romulus, both owned by the same company, U.S. Ecology.
I didn't want any other chemicals that I didn't know about being in my body. And now I'm possibly breathing in other chemicals into my body.
Wayne County officials were outraged to hear about these hazardous materials making their way here to our state.
Not knowing that they're coming, which way they're coming, how safe the trucks are that are coming, is something that has got us all very, very irritated.
The EPA confirmed shortly after the initial disposal that no more waste would be distributed in Wayne County. However, the damage had already been done. Some 219,000 gallons of diluted toxic waste fluid had already been delivered, along with waste which included vinyl chloride, a known cancer-causing agent, leaving the people living in the surrounding communities concerned about what they're ingesting. Now, I spoke with Wayne County Commissioner Monique Baker McCormick yesterday, and she told me, look, what's done is done. However, today's hearing is to get more educated about the process of this. Why did this happen? Why were they made aware of it just before it was happening? They thought they had more oversight, but it turns out they really didn't. So hopefully today they can work towards changing legislation so something like this doesn't happen again in the future. Reporting outside of the Guardian building in downtown Detroit, I'm Kim DeGiulio, Local 4.
All right, Kim, thank you. Now here at noon, President Biden signs an executive order aimed at improving access to child care. The order includes more than 50 directives, some helping federal workers with children. Costs would be lowered for families in the Child Care and Development Block Grant Program. Military families would get better home-based care. We are expecting to learn more about the plan when President Biden speaks at 2 o'clock this afternoon. And happening right now, the Fox News network defamation trial is now underway, and video shows lawmakers from the network and Dominion Voting Systems arriving at the courthouse in Wilmington, Delaware this morning. Jury selection has already started, and opening statements are set for today. Drew Petrimo joins us now with what we expect from this trial.
This case has far-reaching implications, not just for the Fox News media empire, but also for the limits of First Amendment protections. Opening statements in the high-profile civil trial expected today in a Delaware courtroom. The case pitting the Fox News Corporation against Dominion Voting Systems, centering around false claims made about the 2020 presidential election.
We cannot allow America's election to be corrupted.
This is an election nightmare.
The company claims Fox News personalities knowingly pushed false and wild accusations that it rigged the election for Joe Biden. Dominion is demanding $1.6 billion for damages to make up for lost business. Fox News says its broadcasters are protected by the First Amendment.
What Dominion has to prove is that Fox actually knew the statements were false or recklessly disregarded them. A number of people have said that standard is way too high.
The case is affecting how some in the public perceive Fox News and its personalities.
I don't think that you should be able to smear a company with lies that you actually know are lies intentionally without paying some kind of damages.
It seems to be going in Dominion's favor, which I guess I enjoy because it's proving that you just can't spread falsities and get away with it.
The case already revealed text messages between high-profile Fox anchors, ridiculing former President Trump and his legal advisors. The trial could cause more embarrassment for the network if those anchors and executives are called to testify. Drew Petrimo, NBC News, Washington.
A Russian court says an American journalist must stay behind bars on spying charges. Evan Gershkovich was appealing to be freed. The Wall Street Journal reporter was arrested last month in Russia, accused by Russia of collecting state secrets. The Journal and the U.S. government deny the accusations. Today, the U.S. ambassador to Russia demanded Gershkovich and Novi's Paul Whelan be released from Russia. Gershkovich will stay in court until at least May 29th. Detroit Dog Rescue is donating $10,000 to the Detroit Fire Department so it can buy a new canine. Canine Cricket, a 2-year-old yellow lab, is the first canine belonging specifically to the Detroit Fire Department. Canine Cricket is trained to detect ignitable fluids and liquids and helps the fire investigation unit determine if a fire was possibly ignited with the use of an accelerant. So that is one very smart canine.